Hello again there folks, TaterCat here. This time I will be reviewing Akira Volume 6, which is the last volume in the series. Akira has been something as I've said in the description, something I've been wanting to read since middle school, and I have to say I am quite happy that I got to read it. I would definitely recommend it, especially if you've seen the movie and are a bit confused, because obviously this has more room to say whatever it needs to say as opposed to the movie, which obviously has a time constraint. What happens in this one is Tetsuo is losing control more and more of his power. He's even losing the ability to maintain his human form, so he keeps alternating between his regular self or his body just expanding into this blobby mass that eventually forms into something that looks like a baby, and back and forth. So, you know how he lost his arm from the soul shot and had a mechanical one instead? Well, upon returning back to his regular form from baby mode, or giant creepy blobby baby mode, his arm grew back. But since he's not being able to control his power as well, it's really freaking him out, which is not surprising. So Miyako and Kyoko and Masaru finally launch their attack against Tetsuo with using K as their medium. Kaneda shows up too. This is all going on in the Olympic Stadium. And so all three are fighting each other while the American troops that had appeared on the ship that where people were talking about getting Akira and potentially destroying him start bombing Neo Tokyo, as well as finally hacking into Seoul themselves and shooting a beam of that down into the stadium, separating the three of them. Tetsuo actually hijacks the electricity, and one of the bombers flies up and destroys Seoul. So that he sent the fragments of that wind up coming down and raining on the ship, so then the ship has to be evacuated because now it is sinking. While all this is happening, Kaneda eventually does find Akira again, just kinda wandering off on his own. Yeah, Akira just kinda shows up at the stadium while all this crazy bullshit's happening. And so after all of the chaos with Seoul happened, Akira is continuing to try to find Tetsuo because their power resonates, and that's not a good thing. So Miyako and Shioko and Masaru are all trying to form their power together to take down Tetsuo because he is at the point where he cannot control himself, and he is at the same power level as Akira, but completely rampant and out of control. Would I recommend this series? Absolutely, especially because of how big Akira is throughout the anime community. This was a very interesting... Oh, that's the wrong side. This was a very interesting series. Got very chaotic, and like in a good way, where like all the terrible things were happening, explosions everywhere, and holy crap. I'm not going to tell you how it ends, of course, but if you've seen the movie, you probably have an idea at the minimum. So, yeah, definitely I'm happy I read this series. I'm probably going to give this last one probably a 5 out of 5. Well, the series as a whole, I'd give 5 out of 5. Even though, like, I'll give this one a 5 out of 5 at the end anyway, because I really enjoyed this one. That's all I can really say about that. Like I said, I'd highly recommend reading the series if you can. This was a 35th anniversary edition re-release, so there are a lot of copies of it out now. I got the whole box set for it for like 130. No, it wasn't even that much. It was like 110. And they're all hardback, and they come in this fancy magnetic box, and blah 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 blah. So that will be it for now. Leave a comment if you have anything to say. Comments are always appreciated. Like, subscribe, and all that noise. I will see you in the next one, folks. Later.